Your mind is either your greatest weapon or your worst enemy. Right now, as you listen to these words, your brain is processing thousands of thoughts, creating neural pathways that will determine your success or failure, your happiness or misery, your breakthrough or breakdown. Most people have no idea that they are operating with a mental framework that guarantees mediocrity. They think positive thinking is just wishful thinking, motivational fluff, or new age nonsense. They are wrong. Dead wrong. The science is clear. Your thoughts literally reshape your brain. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, every mental pattern you repeat is physically rewiring your neural networks. This isn't metaphysical theory. This is neuroscience. And the most successful people on the planet have mastered this invisible force that controls everything. By the end of this audiobook, you will not think the same way you do right now. You will have the tools to completely transform your mental operating system. You will understand how to eliminate limiting beliefs, install empowering thought patterns, and create an unstoppable mindset that attracts success like a magnet. But only if you commit to applying what you learn. This is not passive entertainment. This is mental training for champions. Chapter 1. The Hidden Science of Thought Transformation. Most people believe their thoughts just happen to them. They think they are victims of their own minds, helplessly watching as negative thoughts flood their consciousness. This belief is not only false, it is the primary reason why 99% of people never achieve their true potential. The truth that will change everything for you is this: you have complete control over your thoughts, and therefore complete control over your life. Your brain weighs approximately 3 pounds, contains over 86 billion neurons, and processes information at speeds that make the world's fastest computers look primitive. But here's what most people don't understand. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined. When you think a thought, your brain releases the same chemicals, activates the same neural pathways, and creates the same physiological responses as if that thought were actually happening in reality. This is why athletes who visualize their performance improve almost as much as athletes who physically practice. This is why people who worry constantly develop stress-related illnesses. This is why individuals who think positively experience better health, stronger relationships, and greater success. Your thoughts are not just mental events. They are biological events that reshape your body, your brain, and your reality. Let me share with you the most important discovery in neuroscience: neuroplasticity. For decades, scientists believed that your brain was fixed after childhood. They thought neural pathways were permanent, that you were stuck with whatever mental programming you developed early in life. They were completely wrong. Your brain is plastic, moldable, changeable throughout your entire life. Every time you think a new thought, you create a new neural pathway. Every time you repeat a thought, you strengthen that pathway. Every time you consciously choose a positive thought over a negative one, you are literally rewiring your brain for success. But here's the catch. This process works both ways. If you consistently think negative thoughts, you strengthen negative neural pathways. If you constantly worry, you become a master worrier. If you habitually doubt yourself, you develop expert-level self-doubt. Your brain doesn't care whether your thoughts are helpful or harmful. It simply reinforces whatever patterns you repeat most often. This is why positive thinking is not about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring reality. True positive thinking is about consciously choosing thoughts that serve your goals, your well-being, and your success. It's about becoming the architect of your own mind instead of the victim of random mental chatter. The process begins with awareness. Right now, pay attention to your thoughts. What are you thinking about this very moment? Are your thoughts moving you toward your goals or away from them? Are they empowering you or diminishing you? Are they focused on possibilities or limitations? Most people are shocked when they actually start monitoring their thoughts. They discover that their minds are dominated by negativity, worry, doubt, and mental noise that serves no productive purpose. The second step is interruption. The moment you catch yourself thinking a negative or limiting thought, you must interrupt it immediately. You cannot allow destructive thoughts to run on autopilot. You must become the guardian of your mind, the security system that filters out mental viruses before they can infect your consciousness. The third step is replacement. It's not enough to stop negative thoughts. You must replace them with positive, empowering, goal-oriented thoughts. This is where most people fail. They try to eliminate negative thinking without installing positive thinking. It's like trying to create light by removing darkness. You must actively introduce positive thoughts, positive images, positive expectations into your mental environment. The fourth step is repetition. New neural pathways require consistent reinforcement. You cannot think positively for one day and expect permanent change. You must commit to positive thinking as a daily practice, a mental discipline that you perform with the same consistency as brushing your teeth or eating meals. The fifth step is emotional engagement. Thoughts combined with strong emotions create the most powerful neural pathways. When you think positive thoughts while feeling intense positive emotions, you accelerate the rewiring process dramatically. This is why visualization works best when you feel excited, grateful, and enthusiastic about your goals. Scientific studies have proven that people who practice positive thinking experience measurable improvements in immune function, cardiovascular health, stress resilience, and longevity. They live longer, healthier, happier lives. They recover from setbacks faster. They achieve their goals more consistently. They build stronger relationships and attract more opportunities. But the most profound discovery is this: positive thinking doesn't just change your inner world, it changes your outer world. When you consistently think positive thoughts, you begin to notice opportunities that were always there but previously invisible to you. You start taking actions that align with your positive expectations. You attract people and circumstances that match your mental frequency. You become a magnet for success because your thoughts are broadcasting success signals into the universe. This is not mystical nonsense. This is practical psychology. Your thoughts determine your emotions determine your actions determine your results determine your results. Change your thoughts, and you change everything. Chapter 2. Identifying and eliminating mental toxins. Your mind is under constant attack. Every day, you are bombarded with negative inputs that poison your thinking and sabotage your success. Most people are completely unaware of this mental pollution because they have become so accustomed to it that it feels normal. But normal is not natural. Normal is not healthy. Normal is not what peak performers accept. The first category of mental toxins is negative media consumption. The average person consumes over 7 hours of media per day, and 90% of that content is negative. News programs focus on disasters, crimes, and conflicts because fear and outrage capture attention. Social media platforms are designed to trigger comparison, envy, and inadequacy. Entertainment media glorifies dysfunction, drama, and destructive behavior. If you feed your mind a steady diet of negativity, you will develop a negative mental framework. Here's what happens when you consume negative media. Your brain activates the same stress response as if you were personally experiencing those negative events. Your nervous system releases cortisol and adrenaline. Your immune system becomes suppressed. Your cognitive function becomes impaired. Your emotional state becomes destabilized. You are literally poisoning yourself with other people's problems. The solution is radical media detoxification. You must become extremely selective about what you allow into your consciousness. Eliminate news consumption entirely, or limit it to 15 minutes per week for essential information only. Unfollow social media accounts that make you feel inadequate, angry, or discouraged. Stop watching television programs that celebrate drama, conflict, and negativity. Replace this toxic content with educational podcasts, motivational videos, inspiring books, and success-oriented media. The second category of mental toxins is negative social influence. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your friends, family members, or colleagues are pessimistic, complaining, gossiping, or discouraging, they are contaminating your mental environment. Most people underestimate how powerfully other people's energy affects their own thinking patterns. Negative people drain your mental energy through several mechanisms. They validate your limiting beliefs, making it easier for you to accept mediocrity. They focus your attention on problems instead of solutions. They discourage risk-taking and ambitious goal-setting. They create emotional turbulence that disrupts your mental clarity. They model failure-oriented thinking and behavior. You must audit your social circle ruthlessly. Identify the people who consistently bring negativity into your life. These might be family members who discourage your dreams, friends who complain constantly, colleagues who gossip and criticize, or romantic partners who undermine your confidence. You have 2 options. Limit your exposure to these people or help them understand how their negativity affects you, and request that they change their communication patterns. Simultaneously, you must seek out positive influences. Find mentors who have achieved what you want to achieve. Join communities of like-minded individuals who are committed to growth and success. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and believe in your potential. Read biographies of successful people. Listen to interviews with peak performers. Immerse yourself in environments where positive thinking is the norm, not the exception. The third category of mental toxins is self-generated negativity. This includes worry, self-doubt, negative self-talk, catastrophic thinking, and mental rehearsal of worst-case scenarios. Most people are their own worst enemies. They generate more negativity in their own minds than they encounter from external sources. Worry is mental energy spent on problems that may never occur. Studies show that 95% of the things people worry about never happen, and the 5% that do happen are usually less severe than anticipated. Worry accomplishes nothing productive. It doesn't prevent problems. It doesn't improve outcomes. It only wastes mental energy and creates stress. Self-doubt is the assumption that you are incapable of achieving your goals or handling challenges. Self-doubt is not humility or realistic assessment. It is a mental virus that prevents you from taking the actions necessary for success. Every successful person has moments of uncertainty, but they don't allow uncertainty to become self-doubt. They use uncertainty as motivation to prepare more thoroughly and perform more diligently. Negative self-talk is the internal commentary that criticizes, discourages, and undermines your confidence. Most people speak to themselves in ways they would never speak to their worst enemy. They call themselves stupid, ugly, incompetent, or worthless. This internal dialogue becomes their dominant mental programming. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, your subconscious mind will find ways to prove you right. The elimination process requires vigilant self-monitoring. You must catch negative thoughts the moment they arise and replace them immediately with positive alternatives. When you catch yourself worrying, redirect your attention to solutions and positive outcomes. When you catch yourself doubting your abilities, remind yourself of past successes and current capabilities. When you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, speak to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement you would offer to your best friend. The fourth category of mental toxins is past-focused thinking. Many people mentally rehearse past failures, replay embarrassing moments, and dwell on regrets and resentments. This mental pattern keeps you trapped in a reality that no longer exists while preventing you from creating the future you desire. Past-focused thinking is particularly toxic because it reinforces limiting beliefs and negative identity. When you constantly remember times you failed, you strengthen neural pathways associated with failure. When you replay moments of rejection or humiliation, you condition yourself to expect similar experiences in the future. When you hold on to resentment toward people who hurt you, you allow them to continue hurting you through your own thoughts. The antidote is present moment awareness and future-focused thinking. You must train your mind to stay focused on current opportunities and future possibilities. When your mind wanders into the past, gently redirect it to the present moment. Use past experiences only for learning valuable lessons, not for emotional self-torture. Create a mental ritual for releasing the past. Acknowledge what happened. Extract whatever lessons are available. Forgive yourself and others for any mistakes or harm, and consciously choose to focus your mental energy on creating a better future. This is not denial or avoidance. This is intelligent resource allocation. Your mental energy is your most precious resource, and successful people invest it in areas where it can generate positive returns. Chapter 3. The Architecture of Empowering Beliefs. Your beliefs are the invisible software that runs your life. They determine what you think is possible, what actions you take, what opportunities you notice, and what results you achieve. Most people inherit their beliefs from family, culture, and early experiences without ever questioning whether those beliefs serve their goals and aspirations. This unconscious acceptance of limiting beliefs is the primary reason why most people live far below their potential. A belief is simply a thought you have repeated so many times that it feels true. But feelings of truth and actual truth are completely different things. Many of your current beliefs were formed when you were a child, before you had the cognitive ability to evaluate their accuracy or usefulness. You accepted them because authority figures told you they were true, or because you had limited experiences that seemed to confirm them. The problem is that beliefs become self-fulfilling prophecies. If you believe you are not good enough, you will unconsciously behave in ways that confirm that belief. If you believe success is only for other people, you will not take the actions necessary to achieve success yourself. If you believe you don't deserve happiness, you will sabotage opportunities for joy and fulfillment. But here's the empowering truth. Since beliefs are learned, they can be unlearned. Since beliefs are constructed through repetition, they can be reconstructed through different repetition. You have the power to examine your current beliefs, identify which ones serve you and which ones limit you, and consciously install new beliefs that support your goals and dreams. The first step in belief transformation is belief identification. You must become aware of your current beliefs before you can change them. Many beliefs operate below the level of conscious awareness. They influence your behavior automatically, without your conscious participation. To identify your beliefs, pay attention to your automatic thoughts and emotional reactions. When you encounter a challenge, what is your immediate internal response? When someone offers you an opportunity, what thoughts arise in your mind? When you consider pursuing an ambitious goal, what doubts or fears surface? These automatic responses reveal your underlying beliefs. Also, pay attention to your language patterns. The words you use consistently reveal your beliefs about yourself and your capabilities. Do you say things like, "I could never do that," "I'm not smart enough," "I don't have enough experience," or "That's not realistic for someone like me"? These phrases indicate limiting beliefs that are sabotaging your success. Another way to identify beliefs is to examine your results. Your current life circumstances are largely the product of your beliefs. If you are not achieving the results you want in any area of your life, there are probably limiting beliefs preventing you from taking the actions necessary for success. The second step is belief evaluation. Once you identify a belief, you must determine whether it serves your goals or limits your potential. Ask yourself these questions. Is this belief absolutely true, or is it just an opinion or assumption? Does this belief empower me to take positive action, or does it discourage me from pursuing my goals? Does this belief open possibilities or close them? Does this belief make me feel confident and capable, or does it make me feel inadequate and fearful? Most limiting beliefs fail these tests immediately. They are not absolutely true. They discourage positive action, they close possibilities, and they generate negative emotions. Once you recognize that a belief is limiting rather than empowering, you can begin the process of replacing it. The third step is belief replacement. You cannot simply eliminate a limiting belief without installing an empowering belief to replace it. Mental vacuums are unstable. If you remove a negative belief without replacing it with a positive alternative, your mind will often default back to the original limiting pattern. Empowering beliefs have specific characteristics. They are stated in positive language rather than negative language. They focus on possibilities rather than limitations. They emphasize your capabilities rather than your inadequacies. They are specific and actionable rather than vague and abstract. They generate positive emotions rather than negative emotions. For example, instead of believing, "I'm not good with money," you can install the belief, "I am learning to manage money wisely, and my financial skills improve every day." Instead of believing, "I always fail at relationships," you can install the belief, "I attract loving, supportive people into my life, and I am capable of creating healthy, fulfilling relationships." Instead of believing, "I'm too old to change careers," you can install the belief, "My experience and wisdom give me unique advantages in pursuing new opportunities." The fourth step is belief reinforcement. New beliefs require consistent mental repetition to become established neural pathways. You must consciously think your new empowering beliefs every day until they become automatic and unconscious. The most effective reinforcement method is emotional affirmation. State your new belief while feeling intense positive emotion. Visualize yourself acting in accordance with your new belief while experiencing feelings of confidence, excitement, and gratitude. The combination of repetition and emotion accelerates the belief installation process dramatically. Another powerful reinforcement technique is evidence collection. Look for examples that support your new empowering beliefs. If you are installing the belief that you are capable of success, collect evidence of your past successes, your current capabilities, and your potential for future achievement. If you are installing the belief that you deserve happiness, collect evidence of your positive qualities, your contributions to others, and moments when you have experienced genuine joy. The fifth step is belief testing. Once you have installed a new empowering belief, you must test it through action. Beliefs that are not expressed through behavior remain weak and theoretical. You must act as if your new belief is true, even before you fully feel convinced of its truth. This requires courage, because you will be acting in ways that feel unfamiliar and potentially uncomfortable. If you have installed the belief that you are a confident person, you must speak up in meetings, volunteer for challenging projects, and present yourself with confidence, even if you feel nervous. If you have installed the belief that you are worthy of love, you must treat yourself with kindness and expect respectful treatment from others. As you act in accordance with your new empowering beliefs, you will begin to achieve better results. These improved results become evidence that supports your new beliefs, creating a positive feedback loop that strengthens them further. Eventually, your new empowering beliefs will feel as natural and automatic as your old limiting beliefs once did. The most powerful empowering beliefs that successful people share include: I am capable of learning anything I need to know. I can solve any problem I encounter. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Challenges make me stronger and wiser. I deserve to achieve my goals and live my dreams. I have unique gifts and talents that the world needs. I am in control of my thoughts, emotions, and actions. I create my own reality through my choices and behaviors. Chapter 4. The Neuroscience of Mental Reprogramming. Your brain is the most sophisticated computer ever created. But unlike electronic computers, it is constantly rewiring itself based on your thoughts, experiences, and behaviors. Understanding how this process works gives you the power to deliberately reprogram your mind for success, happiness, and peak performance. This is not theoretical knowledge. This is practical technology for mental transformation. Every thought you think creates electrical and chemical activity in your brain. When you think the same thought repeatedly, your brain strengthens the neural pathway associated with that thought. This is called Hebbian learning, named after neuroscientist Donald Hebb, who discovered that neurons that fire together wire together. The more often you think a particular thought, the more automatic and unconscious it becomes. This process explains why habits are so powerful. When you repeat a behavior consistently, your brain creates strong neural pathways that make that behavior feel natural and effortless. But it also explains why negative thinking patterns are so persistent. If you have been thinking negative thoughts for years, you have created superhighways of negativity in your brain. These neural superhighways make negative thinking feel normal, even though it is actually destructive. The revolutionary discovery of neuroplasticity proves that you can create new neural pathways at any age. Your brain remains changeable throughout your entire life. Every time you consciously choose a positive thought over a negative one, you weaken the negative neural pathway and strengthen the positive neural pathway. With consistent practice, you can literally rewire your brain for success. The key to effective mental reprogramming is understanding the role of repetition and emotion. Repetition creates the neural pathway, but emotion determines the strength of that pathway. Thoughts, combined with intense positive emotion, create the strongest and most permanent neural changes. This is why transformational experiences that involve strong emotions often create immediate and lasting change. To accelerate your mental reprogramming, you must combine repetition with emotional intensity. When you practice positive thinking, do not just repeat positive words mechanically. Feel genuine excitement, gratitude, and enthusiasm as you think your positive thoughts. Visualize your goals as already achieved while experiencing the emotions you would feel if they were actually accomplished. The process of mental reprogramming occurs in 4 distinct stages. The first stage is conscious incompetence. You become aware that your current thinking patterns are limiting your success, but changing them requires constant conscious effort. Every positive thought must be deliberately chosen. Every negative thought must be consciously interrupted. This stage requires discipline and vigilance, but it is temporary. The second stage is conscious competence. Positive thinking becomes easier, but it still requires conscious attention. You develop the ability to catch negative thoughts quickly and replace them with positive alternatives. You begin to notice improvements in your emotions, behaviors, and results. This stage builds confidence in the process and motivation to continue. The third stage is unconscious competence. Positive thinking becomes automatic and natural. Your brain has developed strong, positive neural pathways that operate without conscious effort. Negative thoughts still arise occasionally, but they feel foreign and uncomfortable. Your default mental state becomes optimistic, confident, and solution-oriented. The fourth stage is unconscious mastery. Positive thinking becomes your dominant mental operating system. You naturally see opportunities instead of obstacles, possibilities instead of limitations, solutions instead of problems. Your positive mental programming influences everything you do, creating a compound effect that transforms every area of your life. Most people never reach the later stages because they quit during the first stage. Conscious incompetence feels difficult and unnatural. Old negative thinking patterns feel familiar, and comfortable, even though they are destructive. But peak performers understand that temporary discomfort is the price of permanent transformation. They persist through the initial difficulty because they know the incredible rewards that await them. To maximize your mental reprogramming success, you must understand the importance of environmental design. Your environment constantly influences your thoughts and behaviors. If you surround yourself with negative influences, you are working against your own reprogramming efforts. If you surround yourself with positive influences, you accelerate your transformation dramatically. Create a positive mental environment by controlling your information input. Read books by successful, optimistic people. Listen to podcasts and audiobooks that reinforce positive thinking principles. Watch videos that inspire and motivate you. Follow social media accounts that share empowering content. Fill your environment with quotes, images, and reminders that support your new, positive mental programming. Also, create a positive social environment by spending time with people who think positively and achieve their goals. Join groups and communities of like-minded individuals who are committed to personal growth and success. Minimize time spent with people who complain, gossip, and focus on problems rather than solutions. Your social environment has a profound influence on your mental programming, so choose it carefully. The timing of your mental reprogramming practice is also crucial. Your brain is most receptive to new programming during certain states of consciousness. The moments immediately after waking up and immediately before falling asleep are particularly powerful times for mental reprogramming. During these times, your brain waves are in the alpha and theta frequencies, which are associated with enhanced learning and memory formation. Create a morning mental programming routine that begins immediately upon waking. Before checking your phone, reading news, or engaging with external input, spend 10 to 15 minutes programming your mind with positive thoughts, affirmations, and visualizations. This sets a positive tone for your entire day and takes advantage of your brain's peak receptivity. Create an evening mental programming routine that occurs during the 30 minutes before sleep. Review your positive goals, affirm your capabilities, and visualize your ideal future while feeling grateful and excited. This programs your subconscious mind to work on your goals while you sleep, and it ensures that your last thoughts before unconsciousness are positive and empowering. Chapter 5. Visualization and Mental Rehearsal Mastery. Visualization is not daydreaming. It is not wishful thinking. It is not fantasy or escape from reality. Visualization is mental rehearsal, the same technique used by Olympic athletes, Navy SEALs, and top performers in every field. When done correctly, visualization is one of the most powerful tools for programming your subconscious mind and creating the results you desire in the physical world. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between a real experience and a vividly imagined experience. When you visualize something clearly and emotionally, your brain responds as if that experience is actually happening. This triggers the same neural pathways, releases the same chemicals, and creates the same physiological responses as real experience. This is why visualization is so effective for improving performance, building confidence, and achieving goals. The first principle of effective visualization is specificity. Vague, general mental images create weak neural impressions. Specific, Detailed mental images create strong neural impressions that influence your behavior and attract corresponding external results. When you visualize your goals, you must include precise details about what you see, hear, feel, smell, and taste in your imagined experience. If your goal is to start a successful business, do not just imagine being successful in general terms. Visualize the specific office or workspace where you conduct business. See the exact type of clients you serve and the specific products or services you provide. Hear the conversations you have with customers and employees. Feel the emotions of accomplishment and pride as you review your financial statements. Include as many sensory details as possible to make the experience feel completely real. The second principle of effective visualization is emotional engagement. Facts tell, but emotions sell. Your subconscious mind responds much more powerfully to emotional content than to purely intellectual content. When you visualize your goals, you must feel intense, positive emotions as if you have already achieved those goals. The most powerful emotions for visualization are gratitude, excitement, pride, and love. As you see yourself achieving your goals in your mind, feel genuinely grateful that you have accomplished what you set out to do. Feel excited about the opportunities and possibilities that your success creates. Feel proud of the effort and persistence you demonstrated to achieve your results. Feel love for the people who benefit from your success and the positive impact you have created. The third principle of effective visualization is first-person perspective. You must see your visualizations through your own eyes, not as an outside observer watching yourself. When you visualize from a first-person perspective, your brain processes the experience as if you are actually living it. This creates stronger neural pathways and more powerful behavioral programming. Imagine that you are literally inside your visualized experience, looking out through your own eyes, hearing through your own ears, and feeling through your own body. If you are visualizing giving a successful presentation, see the audience from your position on the stage. Hear your own voice speaking confidently and clearly. Feel the podium beneath your hands and the stage beneath your feet. This first-person perspective makes the visualization feel real and believable to your subconscious mind. The fourth principle of effective visualization is process visualization combined with outcome visualization. Most people only visualize the end result they desire. But peak performers also visualize the process of achieving that result. Process visualization programs your mind with the specific behaviors and actions necessary for success. If your goal is to lose weight, do not only visualize yourself at your ideal weight, also visualize yourself making healthy food choices, exercising consistently, and resisting temptation. See yourself preparing nutritious meals, working out at the gym, and feeling energetic and strong. Hear yourself saying no to unhealthy foods and yes to activities that support your fitness goals. This process visualization programs your mind to take the actions that lead to your desired outcome. The fifth principle of effective visualization is consistency and repetition. One visualization session creates minimal neural change. Daily visualization sessions over weeks and months create profound neural transformation. You must commit to visualizing your goals every single day, preferably at the same time and in the same location, to maximize the programming effect. The most effective visualization schedule is twice daily. Once in the morning, immediately after waking, and once in the evening immediately before sleep. Morning visualization programs your mind for the day ahead and primes you to notice opportunities and take actions that align with your goals. Evening visualization programs your subconscious mind to work on your goals while you sleep and ensures that your last thoughts before unconsciousness are positive and goal-oriented. Each visualization session should last between 10 and 20 minutes. Shorter sessions do not provide enough time for deep neural engagement. Longer sessions may lead to mental fatigue and decreased effectiveness. Find the duration that allows you to maintain clear, vivid, emotional visualization throughout the entire session. The sixth principle of effective visualization is overcoming limiting mental imagery. Many people unconsciously visualize their fears, failures, and worst-case scenarios. This negative visualization programs their minds for failure just as effectively as positive visualization programs their minds for success. You must become aware of your unconscious mental imagery and deliberately replace negative mental movies with positive alternatives. Pay attention to the mental images that arise spontaneously throughout your day. When you think about important meetings, do you visualize yourself performing confidently or struggling nervously? When you think about your financial future, do you visualize abundance or scarcity? When you think about your relationships, do you visualize harmony or conflict? These unconscious mental images are constantly programming your subconscious mind, so you must ensure they are positive and empowering. The seventh principle of effective visualization is mental rehearsal of obstacles and challenges. Positive visualization does not mean ignoring potential difficulties. Peak performers visualize themselves successfully handling whatever obstacles they might encounter. This mental preparation increases confidence and improves actual performance when challenges arise. Visualize yourself remaining calm and focused under pressure. See yourself solving problems creatively and persistently. Imagine yourself bouncing back quickly from setbacks and learning valuable lessons from temporary failures. Hear yourself speaking confidently and convincingly, even in difficult conversations. This mental rehearsal programs your mind to respond optimally to whatever circumstances you encounter. Advanced visualization techniques include timeline visualization, where you see yourself progressing through different stages of goal achievement over time. Multi-sensory visualization involves engaging all 5 senses plus emotions to create incredibly vivid mental experiences. Speed visualization involves quickly reviewing multiple positive scenarios to program your mind with a variety of successful outcomes. Comparative visualization involves seeing yourself performing better than you have in the past to build confidence and motivation. Chapter 6. Building unshakable confidence. Confidence is not a personality trait you are born with or without. Confidence is not dependent on external circumstances, other people's opinions, or past experiences. Confidence is a skill that can be developed, strengthened, and mastered through specific mental and behavioral practices. Most people have confidence backwards. They believe they need to achieve success before they can feel confident. The truth is exactly the opposite. You must build confidence first, and success will follow naturally. True confidence is unshakable because it comes from within, not from external validation. It is based on your knowledge of your own capabilities, your commitment to continuous improvement, and your absolute certainty that you can handle whatever challenges life presents. This type of confidence cannot be destroyed by criticism, setbacks, or temporary failures, because it is not dependent on external circumstances. The foundation of unshakable confidence is self-knowledge. You must know your strengths, acknowledge your weaknesses, and understand your values and priorities. Most people lack confidence because they do not truly know themselves. They base their self-worth on other people's opinions or external achievements instead of developing a clear, accurate understanding of their own capabilities and potential. Conduct a comprehensive personal inventory. List your natural talents, learned skills, knowledge areas, and personal qualities. Include everything from technical abilities to character traits to life experiences that have shaped you. Most people dramatically underestimate their own capabilities because they take their strengths for granted. What comes easily to you may be extremely difficult for others. What seems obvious to you may be profound insight to others. Also, acknowledge your areas for improvement without judgment or self-criticism. Weakness is not failure. Weakness is simply an area where you have not yet developed strength. Every successful person has areas where they are not naturally gifted. The difference between confident people and insecure people is that confident people view their weaknesses as opportunities for growth rather than evidence of inadequacy. The second foundation of unshakable confidence is competence. Confidence without competence is arrogance, which is actually a form of insecurity disguised as strength. True confidence is based on genuine ability and continuous skill development. You build authentic confidence by becoming genuinely good at things that matter to you and your goals. Identify the skills and knowledge areas that are most important for achieving your goals. Create a systematic plan for developing expertise in these areas. Study under mentors who have already achieved what you want to achieve. Practice consistently until you develop mastery. Test your skills in real-world situations where the stakes matter. This process of deliberate skill development creates genuine confidence because you know you have earned the right to feel confident. The third foundation of unshakable confidence is preparation. Confident people are prepared people. They think through potential scenarios, develop contingency plans, and equip themselves with the tools and knowledge necessary to handle challenges. Preparation eliminates the anxiety that comes from feeling unprepared and uncertain. Before any important event or challenge, conduct thorough mental preparation. Research the situation, anticipate potential obstacles, and develop strategies for handling different scenarios. Practice your performance mentally and physically until you feel completely ready. The more prepared you are, the more confident you will feel, and the better you will perform. The fourth foundation of unshakable confidence is self-compassion. Many people destroy their own confidence through harsh self-criticism and perfectionist expectations. They speak to themselves in ways they would never speak to a friend. They punish themselves for mistakes instead of learning from them. This internal abuse creates anxiety, self-doubt, and paralysis. Develop the habit of treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to someone you care about deeply. When you make mistakes, acknowledge them honestly, but without self-attack. Focus on what you can learn and how you can improve rather than dwelling on regret and self-blame. Speak to yourself with encouragement and support, especially during challenging times. The fifth foundation of unshakable confidence is courage in action. Confidence is not the absence of fear. Confidence is feeling fear and taking action anyway. Every time you act despite feeling nervous or uncertain, you build evidence that you can handle discomfort and uncertainty. This evidence accumulates over time, creating unshakable confidence in your ability to cope with whatever challenges arise. Start building courage through small actions that feel slightly uncomfortable. Speak up in meetings when you have something valuable to contribute. Volunteer for challenging projects that stretch your abilities. Have difficult conversations that you have been avoiding. Apply for opportunities that feel slightly beyond your current capabilities. Each time you act courageously, you prove to yourself that you are braver than you thought. The sixth foundation of unshakable confidence is positive self-talk. Your internal dialogue has enormous influence over your confidence levels. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough, you will feel insecure and hesitant. If you consistently remind yourself of your strengths, capabilities, and potential, you will feel confident and empowered. Develop empowering internal dialogues for different situations. Before presentations, remind yourself of your expertise and preparation. Before difficult conversations, remind yourself of your communication skills and good intentions. Before taking on new challenges, remind yourself of past successes and your ability to learn and adapt. Replace self-doubt with self-support. The seventh foundation of unshakable confidence is body language mastery. Your physical posture and movement patterns directly influence your mental and emotional states. When you stand tall, make eye contact, and move with purpose, you feel more confident. When you slouch, avoid eye contact, and move hesitantly, you feel less confident. Your body teaches your mind how to feel. Practice confident body language until it becomes automatic. Stand with your shoulders back and your head up. Make direct eye contact when speaking with others. Use gestures that are open and expressive rather than closed and defensive. Walk with purpose and energy. Sit up straight and take up appropriate space. These physical changes will create immediate improvements in how confident you feel. The eighth foundation of unshakable confidence is success momentum. Small successes build confidence for larger successes. Every time you set a goal and achieve it, you strengthen your belief in your ability to achieve future goals. Start with goals that are challenging but achievable, and gradually increase the difficulty as your confidence grows. Create weekly and monthly confidence-building challenges. These might include learning new skills, completing projects, having important conversations, or taking calculated risks. Document your successes and review them regularly to remind yourself of your growing capabilities. This success momentum creates a positive spiral where increased confidence leads to better performance, which leads to greater success, which leads to even higher confidence. Chapter 7. Turning obstacles into opportunities. The difference between people who achieve extraordinary success and people who live ordinary lives is not the absence of obstacles. Everyone faces challenges, setbacks, and unexpected difficulties. The difference is how they interpret and respond to these obstacles. Average people see obstacles as reasons to quit, slow down, or settle for less. Extraordinary people see obstacles as opportunities to grow, learn, and become stronger. This shift in perspective is not natural or automatic. It is a learned skill that requires conscious practice and mental conditioning. Your brain's default response to obstacles is fear, frustration, and avoidance because these responses helped your ancestors survive in dangerous environments. But in modern life, these automatic responses often prevent you from achieving your goals and reaching your potential. The first principle of obstacle transformation is immediate reframing. The moment you encounter a challenge, you must consciously reframe it as an opportunity before your mind can spiral into negativity and defeat. This reframing must happen quickly, before negative emotions can build momentum and cloud your judgment. Ask yourself these questions immediately when facing any obstacle. What can this teach me? How can this make me stronger? What opportunities might be hidden within this challenge? How can I use this situation to develop new skills or capabilities? What would someone I admire do in this situation? These questions redirect your mind from problem-focused thinking to solution-focused thinking. The second principle of obstacle transformation is opportunity identification. Every obstacle contains multiple opportunities, but most people never look for them because they are focused on the inconvenience and frustration of the challenge itself. You must train yourself to look for the benefits and possibilities that obstacles create. When you lose a job, the opportunity might be to start your own business, change careers, or develop new skills. When a relationship ends, the opportunity might be to become more independent, attract a better partner, or focus on personal growth. When you face financial difficulties, the opportunity might be to learn money management skills, develop multiple income streams, or simplify your lifestyle. When you experience health problems, the opportunity might be to improve your fitness, reduce stress, or appreciate your body more deeply. The third principle of obstacle transformation is strength building. Every obstacle you overcome makes you stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling future challenges. Physical muscles grow stronger when they are stressed and challenged. Mental and emotional muscles work the same way. The difficulties you face today are building the resilience you will need for tomorrow's opportunities. View every obstacle as strength training for your character. Difficult conversations build your communication skills. Financial challenges build your resourcefulness and determination. Rejection builds your persistence and emotional resilience. Criticism builds your self-confidence and independence. Failure builds your problem-solving abilities and humility. Each challenge you overcome increases your capacity to handle larger challenges in the future. The fourth principle of obstacle transformation is skill development. Many obstacles force you to develop new capabilities that you would never have acquired otherwise. The skills you develop while overcoming challenges often become your greatest strengths and competitive advantages in the future. People who overcome learning disabilities often become exceptional teachers because they understand how to break down complex information. People who recover from serious illnesses often become health and wellness experts because they understand the value of prevention and self-care. People who overcome financial difficulties often become successful entrepreneurs because they understand the importance of resourcefulness and careful planning. The fifth principle of obstacle transformation is network expansion. Challenges often force you to reach out to new people, seek help from experts, and build relationships that you would never have developed otherwise. These new connections frequently become sources of opportunities, support, and collaboration that benefit you long after the original obstacle has been resolved. When facing challenges, look for opportunities to connect with people who have successfully handled similar situations. Join support groups, attend networking events, and seek mentorship from people who have overcome the obstacles you are currently facing. These relationships will provide you with practical advice, emotional support, and potential opportunities for collaboration and partnership. The sixth principle of obstacle transformation is innovation stimulation. Constraints and limitations often spark creativity and innovation. When your usual approaches are blocked, you are forced to think differently and discover new solutions. Some of the greatest innovations in history were created by people who were trying to overcome significant obstacles. When you cannot solve a problem with your current resources or methods, use it as motivation to develop creative alternatives. Ask yourself, how can I accomplish my goal with different resources? What unconventional approaches might work? Who else has solved similar problems in creative ways? What would happen if I combine different strategies? How can I turn this limitation into an advantage? The seventh principle of obstacle transformation is clarity enhancement. Obstacles often force you to clarify your priorities, values, and goals. When resources are limited or circumstances are difficult, you must focus on what matters most and eliminate what is not essential. This clarity often leads to better decision-making and more effective action. Use obstacles as opportunities to evaluate your current direction and commitments. Ask yourself, what is truly important to me? Which activities and relationships deserve my time and energy? What goals am I pursuing for the wrong reasons? How can I simplify my life to focus on my highest priorities? Obstacles often provide the motivation you need to make important changes that you have been avoiding. The eighth principle of obstacle transformation is gratitude cultivation. It may seem counterintuitive, but learning to feel grateful for obstacles is one of the most powerful mental skills you can develop. Gratitude for challenges changes your entire relationship with difficulty and creates emotional resilience that serves you throughout your life. Practice finding something to be grateful for in every obstacle you encounter. Be grateful for the lessons you are learning, the strength you are building, the skills you are developing, and the clarity you are gaining. Be grateful that the obstacle appeared now rather than later, when the stakes might be higher. Be grateful for your ability to handle challenges and your commitment to growth and improvement. Chapter 8. The Gratitude Revolution. Gratitude is not just a nice feeling or polite social behavior. Gratitude is a powerful psychological technology that can transform your brain, improve your health, strengthen your relationships, and dramatically increase your success and happiness. Scientific research has proven that people who practice gratitude consistently experience measurable improvements in virtually every area of their lives. Yet most people treat gratitude as an optional extra rather than an essential daily practice. The problem is that your brain has a negativity bias. This bias was useful for survival in dangerous environments because noticing threats and problems helped your ancestors stay alive. But in modern life, this negativity bias causes you to focus on what is wrong, missing, or threatening, while ignoring what is right, abundant, or wonderful. This creates a mental environment of scarcity, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Gratitude practice rewires your brain to notice and appreciate the positive aspects of your life. When you consistently focus on what you are grateful for, you strengthen neural pathways associated with appreciation, abundance, and well-being. Over time, this makes positive thinking your default mental state rather than an effortful exception. The first level of gratitude practice is appreciation for basic necessities. Most people take their fundamental life requirements for granted because they have never experienced true scarcity. But when you consciously appreciate having food, shelter, safety, and health, you create a foundation of abundance, thinking that influences every other area of your life. Every morning, begin your day by acknowledging 3 basic things you are grateful for. This might include having a bed to sleep in, food to eat, clean water to drink, a roof over your head, or a body that functions properly. Feel genuine appreciation for these fundamentals rather than rushing through this exercise mechanically. This practice immediately shifts your mental state from scarcity to abundance. The second level of gratitude practice is appreciation for relationships and connections. Human beings are social creatures who thrive on meaningful connections with others. When you regularly acknowledge and appreciate the people who contribute to your life, you strengthen those relationships and attract more positive people into your social circle. Practice relationship gratitude by focusing on specific people who have positively influenced your life. This includes family members who have supported you, friends who have encouraged you, mentors who have guided you, colleagues who have collaborated with you, and even strangers who have shown you kindness. Send thank you messages, express appreciation in person, and acknowledge people's contributions, both privately and publicly. The third level of gratitude practice is appreciation for experiences and opportunities. Your life is filled with experiences that enrich your understanding, broaden your perspective, and create lasting memories. When you consciously appreciate these experiences, you derive more value from them and become more open to future opportunities. Practice experience gratitude by reflecting on meaningful moments from your past and present. This might include travel experiences that expanded your worldview, educational opportunities that increased your knowledge, career experiences that developed your skills, or personal experiences that taught you important lessons. Feel grateful not only for positive experiences but also for challenging experiences that contributed to your growth and wisdom. The fourth level of gratitude practice is appreciation for personal qualities and capabilities. Most people are much harder on themselves than they are on others. They notice their weaknesses and limitations while ignoring their strengths and capabilities. This creates low self-esteem and undermines confidence and motivation. Practice self-gratitude by regularly acknowledging your positive qualities, skills, and accomplishments. This includes natural talents you were born with, abilities you have developed through effort, knowledge you have acquired through learning, and character traits you have cultivated through experience. Be grateful for your resilience, creativity, intelligence, kindness, determination, or any other qualities that make you unique and valuable. The fifth level of gratitude practice is appreciation for growth and learning opportunities. Every challenge you face and every mistake you make contains valuable lessons that contribute to your development. When you view difficulties through the lens of gratitude, you transform your relationship with adversity and accelerate your personal growth. Practice growth gratitude by finding something to appreciate in every challenge or setback you encounter. Be grateful for lessons learned, strength developed, skills acquired, and wisdom gained. Be grateful for the opportunity to test your resilience and discover your capabilities. Be grateful for the chance to practice patience, persistence, and problem-solving. The sixth level of gratitude practice is appreciation for future possibilities. Gratitude is not limited to past and present experiences. You can also feel grateful for the opportunities, relationships, and achievements that are coming into your life. This forward-focused gratitude creates positive expectation and motivation while programming your subconscious mind to notice and attract opportunities. Practice future gratitude by visualizing your goals as already achieved and feeling genuine thankfulness for their accomplishment. Be grateful for the success you are creating, the relationships you are building, the contributions you are making, and the person you are becoming. This future-focused gratitude creates powerful motivation and helps you maintain optimism during challenging times. The seventh level of gratitude practice is appreciation for the present moment. The present moment is the only time when life actually occurs. The past exists only in memory, and the future exists only in imagination. When you learn to appreciate the present moment, you access a state of peace and contentment that is independent of external circumstances. Practice present moment gratitude by regularly bringing your attention to the here and now. Notice the beauty around you, the sensations in your body, the quality of light, the sounds in your environment, or the simple fact that you are alive and aware. This present moment appreciation creates a sense of wonder and aliveness that enriches your daily experience. The most effective gratitude practices combine written expression with emotional engagement. Simply thinking grateful thoughts has limited impact compared to writing them down while feeling intense appreciation. The combination of cognitive processing, physical writing, and emotional engagement creates the strongest neural pathways and the most lasting changes. Maintain a daily gratitude journal where you write at least 3 things you are grateful for each day. Include specific details about why you appreciate each item rather than writing generic statements. Feel genuine emotion as you write, allowing yourself to experience the full impact of appreciation. Review your gratitude entries regularly to reinforce the positive neural pathways and remind yourself of the abundance in your life. Advanced gratitude practices include gratitude meditation, where you spend dedicated time focusing intensely on appreciation. Gratitude letters, where you write detailed thank you notes to people who have influenced your life. Gratitude visualization, where you imagine your life filled with everything you desire while feeling intense thankfulness. And gratitude sharing, where you express appreciation to others regularly and encourage them to practice gratitude as well. Chapter 9. Social Influence and Positive Energy. Your energy is contagious. Every interaction you have with another person either adds positive energy to their life or drains energy from their life. Most people are completely unaware of the energy they broadcast, but this energy determines the quality of their relationships, their influence with others, and the opportunities that come their way. When you master the art of positive energy transmission, you become a magnet for success, collaboration, and meaningful connections. Energy is not mystical or supernatural. Energy is the combination of your emotional state, mental focus, physical presence, and communication style. When these elements are aligned in a positive direction, people feel uplifted, inspired, and motivated when they interact with you. When these elements are misaligned or negative, people feel drained, discouraged, or uncomfortable in your presence. The first component of positive energy is emotional mastery. Your emotions are constantly influencing the emotions of people around you through a process called emotional contagion. When you feel genuinely happy, confident, and enthusiastic, others begin to feel similar emotions. When you feel angry, anxious, or depressed, others begin to absorb those negative emotions as well. To broadcast positive energy, you must first generate positive emotional states within yourself. This requires conscious emotional regulation and cultivation. Practice generating feelings of gratitude, excitement, love, and peace throughout your day. Use breathing techniques, visualization, positive self-talk, and gratitude practices to maintain high-quality emotional states. Your emotional state is your responsibility, and it affects everyone around you. The second component of positive energy is mental focus. People can sense what you are thinking about, even when you do not express it verbally. When your mind is focused on problems, complaints, and negativity, others feel the weight of that mental energy. When your mind is focused on solutions, possibilities, and positive outcomes, others feel inspired and motivated. Train yourself to focus on what you want rather than what you do not want. In conversations, focus on opportunities rather than obstacles, solutions rather than problems, and strengths rather than weaknesses. Ask questions that direct attention toward positive possibilities. Share ideas that inspire hope and motivation. Your mental focus creates an invisible influence that shapes every interaction. The third component of positive energy is physical presence. Your posture, facial expressions, gestures, and movement patterns communicate your internal state and influence how others feel in your presence. Confident, open, energetic body language makes others feel comfortable and inspired. Closed, tense, or lethargic body language makes others feel uncomfortable and drained. Develop powerful physical presence through conscious body language management. Stand and sit with excellent posture that communicates confidence and alertness. Make appropriate eye contact that shows interest and connection. Use open gestures that welcome interaction and collaboration. Move with purpose and energy that demonstrates enthusiasm and vitality. Smile, genuinely and frequently, to create warmth and approachability. The fourth component of positive energy is communication style. The words you choose, the tone you use, and the topics you discuss either add value to conversations or detract from them. Positive communicators focus on building others up, sharing valuable information, and creating meaningful connections. Negative communicators focus on tearing others down, complaining about problems, and creating drama or conflict. Practice positive communication by speaking about people, ideas, and experiences in ways that highlight their strengths and potential. Ask questions that help others explore their goals and aspirations. Share information that educates, inspires, or entertains. Express genuine interest in others' thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Avoid gossip, criticism, and complaints that drain energy from conversations. The fifth component of positive energy is authentic enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is one of the most attractive and influential qualities you can develop. People are drawn to enthusiastic individuals because enthusiasm creates hope, motivation, and excitement about possibilities. But enthusiasm must be genuine to be effective. Fake enthusiasm feels manipulative and creates distrust. Develop authentic enthusiasm by connecting deeply with your values, goals, and passions. When you are genuinely excited about what you are doing and where you are going, that excitement naturally radiates to others. Find aspects of your work, relationships, and activities that truly inspire you. Focus on the meaningful impact you can create and the positive difference you can make. This authentic connection to purpose generates natural enthusiasm that influences others powerfully. The sixth component of positive energy is generous contribution. People feel positive energy from individuals who add value to their lives without expecting immediate reciprocation. When you focus on helping others achieve their goals, solve their problems, and feel better about themselves, you create positive energy that attracts success and opportunity. Practice generous contribution by looking for ways to help others in every interaction. This might involve sharing useful information, making valuable introductions, offering encouragement and support, or simply listening with genuine attention and care. Ask yourself how you can add value to every person you encounter. This mindset of service creates positive energy that builds strong relationships and opens doors to new opportunities. The seventh component of positive energy is presence and attention. In our distracted world, giving someone your complete attention is a rare and valuable gift. When you are fully present with others, they feel valued, heard, and important. This creates positive energy that strengthens relationships and increases your influence. Practice full presence by eliminating distractions during interactions. Put away your phone, close your laptop, and focus completely on the person in front of you. Listen not just to their words, but to their emotions, intentions, and underlying concerns. Ask follow-up questions that show you are paying attention and that you care about their thoughts and feelings. This quality of attention creates powerful, positive energy that people remember and appreciate. The eighth component of positive energy is empowerment and encouragement. People feel positive energy from individuals who believe in their potential and encourage their growth. When you help others see their strengths, capabilities, and possibilities, you create energy that motivates them to achieve more than they thought possible. Practice empowerment by recognizing and acknowledging others' strengths, accomplishments, and potential. Point out positive qualities that people may not see in themselves. Express confidence in their ability to overcome challenges and achieve their goals. Celebrate their successes and encourage them during difficult times. This empowering energy creates loyalty, trust, and mutual support that benefits everyone involved. Chapter 10. Advanced Positive Thinking Strategies. After mastering the fundamental principles of positive thinking, you can implement advanced strategies that accelerate your transformation and create extraordinary results. These techniques are used by peak performers in every field to maintain optimal mental states, overcome complex challenges, and achieve seemingly impossible goals. They require more sophisticated mental skills but produce dramatically more powerful results. The first advanced strategy is temporal reframing. Most people are trapped in linear time, thinking, experiencing past, present, and future as separate and fixed realities. Advanced positive thinkers learn to manipulate their relationship with time to create more empowering perspectives and faster results. Past reframing involves reinterpreting your personal history to extract maximum value while minimizing emotional damage. Instead of viewing past failures as evidence of your limitations, reframe them as valuable learning experiences that prepared you for future success. Instead of viewing past trauma as permanent damage, reframe it as character-building experiences that made you stronger and more compassionate. This does not mean denying reality or pretending that harmful things were good. It means extracting the most empowering meaning possible from your experiences. Present reframing involves viewing current challenges as temporary situations that are developing your capabilities for future opportunities. Instead of seeing current difficulties as evidence that life is unfair or that you are unlucky, reframe them as training programs that are preparing you for greater success. Instead of feeling frustrated by the gap between your current reality and your desired future, reframe that gap as exciting potential for growth and achievement. Future reframing involves treating your goals as inevitable outcomes rather than uncertain possibilities. Instead of hoping that good things might happen, expect that good things will happen because you are committed to making them happen. Instead of worrying about potential obstacles, plan for obstacles as expected parts of your success journey. This certainty-based thinking creates the confidence and persistence necessary for extraordinary achievement. The second advanced strategy is identity shifting. Your identity determines your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors more powerfully than any other factor. Most people have identities based on their past experiences, current circumstances, or other people's opinions. Advanced positive thinkers consciously construct identities based on their future aspirations and highest potential. Identity shifting begins with clear definition of your desired identity. Ask yourself, who do I need to become to achieve my most important goals? What kind of person consistently produces the results I want to create? What qualities, habits, and beliefs would this person have? How would this person think, feel, and act in different situations? Create a detailed profile of your ideal identity. Next, begin thinking, feeling, and acting as if you already possess this new identity. If your desired identity is successful entrepreneur, start thinking like a successful entrepreneur, making decisions like a successful entrepreneur, and taking actions like a successful entrepreneur. If your desired identity is confident leader, start thinking like a confident leader, communicating like a confident leader, and leading like a confident leader. This identity-based behavior creates rapid transformation because it aligns all your mental and physical resources toward a consistent goal. The third advanced strategy is energy management. Peak performance requires optimal mental, emotional, and physical energy levels. Most people manage their time but ignore their energy, leading to burnout, inefficiency, and suboptimal results. Advanced positive thinkers optimize their energy before managing their time. Mental energy management involves organizing your schedule around your natural cognitive rhythms. Identify the times of day when your mental clarity and focus are strongest, and schedule your most important cognitive work during these peak periods. Protect your mental energy by eliminating unnecessary decisions, minimizing multitasking, and creating systems that reduce cognitive load. Emotional energy management involves maintaining positive emotional states that fuel motivation and creativity, while avoiding negative emotional states that drain energy and impair performance. Use breathing techniques, visualization, gratitude practices, and positive self-talk to generate high-quality emotional states. Limit exposure to people, media, and situations that consistently drain your emotional energy. Physical energy management involves optimizing your health, fitness, and vitality to support peak mental and emotional performance. Maintain consistent sleep schedules that provide adequate recovery. Eat foods that sustain energy levels rather than creating energy crashes. Exercise regularly to improve circulation, reduce stress, and enhance cognitive function. These physical practices create the foundation for sustained positive thinking and high performance. The fourth advanced strategy is systems thinking. Most people think in terms of isolated events and individual actions. Advanced positive thinkers understand that everything is connected through complex systems that can be leveraged for exponential results. They create positive feedback loops that amplify their efforts and accelerate their progress. Success systems are interconnected networks of habits, relationships, tools, and strategies that automatically generate positive outcomes. Instead of relying on motivation or willpower, create systems that make positive thinking and success behaviors inevitable. This might include morning routines that program positive mental states, environmental designs that eliminate negative influences, accountability partnerships that ensure consistent action, and tracking systems that provide feedback and motivation. Learning systems accelerate skill development and knowledge acquisition. Instead of learning randomly or sporadically, create systematic approaches to becoming excellent at activities that support your goals. This might include deliberate practice schedules, mentor relationships, feedback mechanisms, and application strategies that turn knowledge into capability. Relationship systems expand your influence and opportunities. Instead of networking randomly or reactively, create systematic approaches to building meaningful connections with people who can support your goals. This might include value creation strategies, follow-up systems, referral mechanisms, and collaboration frameworks that turn relationships into mutual success platforms. The fifth advanced strategy is paradoxical thinking. Linear thinking assumes that if something is true, its opposite must be false. Paradoxical thinking recognizes that apparent opposites can both be true in different contexts or at different levels. This advanced mental flexibility allows you to navigate complex situations that would confuse or paralyze linear thinkers. For example, confidence and humility are often viewed as opposites, but they can coexist in balanced individuals who are confident in their abilities while remaining humble about their limitations and open to learning. Similarly, ambition and contentment can coexist in people who work passionately toward their goals while feeling grateful for their current circumstances. Practice paradoxical thinking by identifying apparent contradictions in your own experience and finding ways that both sides might be true. This develops mental flexibility and emotional resilience that serve you in complex, real-world situations where simple answers are inadequate. The sixth advanced strategy is metacognition, or thinking about thinking. Most people are unconscious of their thought processes and mental patterns. Advanced positive thinkers develop awareness of their own cognitive processes and learn to optimize their thinking for better results. Practice metacognition by regularly observing your own thoughts, questioning your assumptions, evaluating your mental strategies, and experimenting with different thinking approaches. Ask yourself, how am I thinking about this situation? Are there other ways to interpret this information? What assumptions am I making that might be limiting my options? How can I think about this more effectively? This self-awareness allows you to catch negative thought patterns before they gain momentum. Experiment with more effective thinking strategies and continuously improve your mental performance. Metacognition is the difference between being controlled by your thoughts and controlling your thoughts. Chapter 11. Creating your personal transformation system. Transformation is not an event. Transformation is a process that requires systematic approach, consistent implementation, and continuous refinement. Most people fail to create lasting change because they rely on motivation, willpower, and random effort instead of building systems that guarantee progress. Peak performers understand that excellence is not an act but a habit, and habits are created through systematic repetition within structured environments. Your personal transformation system is a comprehensive framework that automates positive thinking, eliminates negative influences, and creates inevitable progress toward your goals. This system operates independently of your mood, motivation, or circumstances. It works when you feel inspired and when you feel discouraged. It functions during good times and challenging times. It creates consistency where there would otherwise be chaos. The foundation of any effective transformation system is environmental design. Your environment shapes your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors more powerfully than your conscious willpower. If your environment supports negative thinking and destructive habits, you will struggle constantly against external influences. If your environment supports positive thinking and constructive habits, transformation becomes natural and effortless. Physical environment optimization begins with eliminating negative triggers and installing positive cues. Remove books, magazines, and media that promote negativity, fear, or limitation. Replace them with inspiring books, motivational images, and success-oriented content. Organize your living and working spaces to promote clarity, focus, and positive energy. Use colors, lighting, and arrangements that make you feel optimistic and motivated. Digital environment optimization involves curating your online inputs to support your transformation goals. Unfollow social media accounts that make you feel inadequate, angry, or discouraged. Subscribe to podcasts, blogs, and channels that reinforce positive thinking principles. Use apps and tools that support your goals rather than distract from them. Set up automatic reminders and notifications that prompt positive actions throughout your day. Social environment optimization requires surrounding yourself with people who support your transformation goals. Identify the individuals in your life who consistently encourage positive thinking and personal growth. Spend more time with these people and less time with people who drain your energy or discourage your ambitions. Join groups, communities, and organizations where positive thinking is valued and practiced. The second component of your transformation system is routine architecture. Routines eliminate decision fatigue and create automatic positive behaviors. When positive actions become routine, they require minimal mental energy and become resistant to disruption by temporary setbacks or challenges. Morning routine design sets the tone for your entire day and programs your mind for success. Create a morning sequence that includes physical movement, mental programming, and emotional cultivation. This might involve exercise, meditation, gratitude practice, goal visualization, positive affirmations, and inspirational reading. The specific activities matter less than consistency and positive impact on your mental state. Evening routine design processes the day's experiences and prepares your mind for restorative sleep and subconscious processing. Create an evening sequence that includes reflection, planning, and positive programming. This might involve journaling about successes and lessons learned, reviewing goals and priorities, practicing gratitude, and visualizing positive outcomes for the following day. Weekly routine design ensures consistent progress on long-term goals and prevents stagnation. Create weekly activities that support your transformation objectives. This might include skill development sessions, relationship-building activities, progress reviews, planning sessions, and personal development practices. The third component of your transformation system is measurement and tracking. What gets measured gets managed. Without systematic tracking, you cannot determine whether your efforts are producing results or identify areas that need adjustment. Effective measurement systems provide motivation, accountability, and guidance for continuous improvement. Progress tracking involves monitoring specific indicators that reflect your transformation goals. If you are developing positive thinking skills, track metrics such as the number of negative thoughts interrupted per day, the percentage of time spent in positive emotional states, or the frequency of positive self-talk practices. If you are building confidence, track metrics such as the number of challenges accepted, public speaking opportunities pursued, or assertive communications initiated. Habit tracking involves monitoring the consistency of specific behaviors that support your transformation. Track daily practices such as morning routines, exercise sessions, meditation practices, gratitude exercises, and learning activities. Use simple systems such as calendars, apps, or journals to record completion of these important habits. Energy tracking involves monitoring your mental, emotional, and physical energy levels to identify patterns and optimize your performance. Track what activities, people, and situations increase your energy and what factors drain your energy. Use this information to design your schedule and environment for maximum vitality and effectiveness. The fourth component of your transformation system is feedback and adjustment mechanisms. Effective systems include built-in feedback loops that provide information about performance and enable continuous improvement. Without feedback, you may continue ineffective practices or miss opportunities to accelerate your progress. Self-assessment involves regular evaluation of your thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and results. Schedule weekly review sessions where you honestly assess your progress, identify successes and challenges, and determine adjustments needed for the following week. Ask yourself questions such as, what positive thinking practices am I implementing consistently? Where am I still struggling with negative thought patterns? What environmental changes would support my goals? How can I improve my routines and habits? External feedback involves seeking input from other people who can provide objective observations about your progress. This might include mentors, coaches, trusted friends, or family members who understand your transformation goals. Ask for specific feedback about changes they have observed in your thinking patterns, emotional states, confidence levels, and overall energy. Results feedback involves analyzing the outcomes you are producing in different areas of your life. Positive thinking should lead to improved relationships, better decision-making, increased opportunities, and greater overall satisfaction. If you are not seeing these improvements, examine your system to identify missing components or ineffective practices. The fifth component of your transformation system is adaptation and evolution mechanisms. Effective systems are not static. They evolve and improve over time as you develop new capabilities and encounter new challenges. What works for you as a beginner may need modification as you advance to higher levels of positive thinking mastery. Regular system reviews involve periodic evaluation of your entire transformation framework. Schedule monthly assessments where you examine all components of your system and identify opportunities for improvement. Consider questions such as, which practices are producing the best results? What new techniques should I experiment with? How can I streamline my routines for greater efficiency? What environmental changes would accelerate my progress? Experimentation involves trying new approaches and techniques to enhance your transformation process. Read about advanced positive thinking strategies, attend workshops and seminars, work with coaches or mentors, and test different methods to discover what works best for your unique situation and personality. Integration involves incorporating successful experiments into your permanent system while discarding practices that do not produce desired results. Successful transformation requires both consistency and flexibility. Maintain the core practices that work while continuously upgrading and refining your approach. Chapter 12. Maintaining long-term positive mindset. The greatest challenge in positive thinking is not learning the techniques. The greatest challenge is maintaining those techniques consistently over months and years, especially when facing significant stress, setbacks, or life changes. Most people experience initial enthusiasm and success with positive thinking practices, but gradually drift back to old patterns when life becomes demanding or complicated. Long-term positive mindset maintenance requires understanding the psychological and physiological factors that cause mental drift and implementing specific strategies to counteract these natural tendencies. Your brain is wired to return to familiar patterns, even when those patterns are not serving your best interests. Conscious, systematic effort is required to maintain new positive thinking patterns until they become your new default programming. The first principle of long-term maintenance is expectation management. Many people abandon positive thinking practices because they expect linear progress and become discouraged when they experience temporary setbacks or plateaus. Understanding the natural rhythm of personal development prevents premature abandonment of effective practices. Personal transformation follows a pattern of expansion and consolidation. Periods of rapid growth and breakthrough are followed by periods of integration and stabilization. During expansion phases, you experience obvious progress, increased motivation, and clear results. During consolidation phases, progress may be less visible while your mind integrates new patterns and prepares for the next growth phase. Expect temporary relapses into old thinking patterns, especially during stressful or challenging periods. These relapses are not failures or evidence that positive thinking does not work. They are normal parts of the transformation process that provide opportunities to strengthen your new mental patterns. Each time you recover from a relapse and return to positive thinking practices, you build greater resilience and make the positive patterns more permanent. The second principle of long-term maintenance is practice evolution. The positive thinking techniques that work effectively during your initial transformation may need modification as your skills develop and your life circumstances change. Maintaining the same exact practices indefinitely can lead to boredom, complacency, and decreased effectiveness. Beginner practices Focus on establishing basic positive thinking habits and eliminating obvious negative patterns. These might include daily affirmations, gratitude lists, and simple visualization exercises. While these foundational practices remain valuable, advanced practitioners need more sophisticated techniques to continue their development. Intermediate practices involve deeper exploration of belief systems, more complex visualization techniques, and integration of positive thinking with specific life goals and challenges. These might include identity transformation work, advanced reframing techniques, and systematic goal achievement processes. Advanced practices involve mastery-level applications of positive thinking principles to leadership, creativity, relationship dynamics, and contribution to others. These might include teaching positive thinking to others, developing original techniques and approaches, and using positive thinking to create significant positive impact in your community or field. The third principle of long-term maintenance is community and accountability. Isolated practice is difficult to maintain over extended periods. Social support and external accountability significantly increase the likelihood of maintaining positive thinking practices throughout various life circumstances and challenges. Accountability partnerships involve working with one or more individuals who share your commitment to positive thinking and personal development. Meet regularly to discuss your practices, share challenges and successes, and provide mutual encouragement and support. Choose accountability partners who will challenge you to maintain high standards while providing compassionate support during difficult periods. Positive thinking communities provide broader social support and ongoing learning opportunities. Join groups, organizations, or online communities where positive thinking is valued and practiced. Participate in workshops, seminars, and events that reinforce your commitment and expose you to new ideas and techniques. Surround yourself with people who model the mindset and lifestyle you want to maintain. Mentorship relationships provide guidance and inspiration from individuals who have successfully maintained positive thinking practices over many years. Seek mentors who demonstrate the results you want to achieve and the character qualities you want to develop. Learn from their experiences, challenges, and strategies for long-term success. The fourth principle of long-term maintenance is purpose and meaning connection. Positive thinking practices are easier to maintain when they are connected to larger purposes and deeper meanings that transcend personal benefit. When your positive mindset serves goals and values that are bigger than yourself, you develop stronger motivation to maintain your practices during challenging times. Values clarification involves identifying the core principles and beliefs that give your life meaning and direction. Connect your positive thinking practices to these fundamental values. If you value family relationships, focus on how positive thinking improves your ability to love and support your family members. If you value professional contribution, focus on how positive thinking enhances your ability to serve others through your work. Mission development involves creating a clear sense of purpose that extends beyond personal success and happiness. Identify ways that your positive thinking and personal development can contribute to causes, communities, or goals that matter to you. When your positive mindset serves a larger mission, maintaining it becomes a responsibility rather than just a personal preference. Legacy consideration involves thinking about the long-term impact of your thoughts, attitudes, and behaviors on future generations and the broader world. How will your positive thinking influence your children, students, colleagues, or community members? What kind of example do you want to set? How can your positive mindset contribute to creating a better world? The fifth principle of long-term maintenance is renewal and rejuvenation. Even the most committed positive thinking practitioners experience periods of mental fatigue, decreased motivation, and spiritual dryness. These periods are normal and temporary, but they require specific strategies to maintain momentum and prevent abandonment of effective practices. Retreat and reflection involve periodically stepping away from daily routines to gain perspective, renew motivation, and reconnect with your deepest purposes and values. This might involve meditation retreats, nature experiences, travel opportunities, or simply extended periods of quiet reflection and planning. Learning and growth involve continuously exposing yourself to new ideas, techniques, and perspectives that refresh your understanding and practice of positive thinking. Read new books, attend different workshops, explore various spiritual or philosophical traditions, and experiment with innovative approaches to mental and emotional development. Service and contribution involve using your positive thinking skills to help others, which provides renewed motivation and deeper meaning for your own practice. Teach positive thinking principles to others. Mentor individuals who are beginning their transformation journey. Volunteer for causes that align with your values, or find other ways to use your positive mindset in service of others. Chapter 13. Overcoming advanced mental barriers. As your positive thinking skills develop, you will encounter more sophisticated mental barriers that require advanced strategies to overcome. These barriers are often subtle and unconscious, making them more challenging to identify and address than the obvious negative thinking patterns you mastered earlier in your development. Understanding and conquering these advanced barriers is essential for reaching the highest levels of positive thinking mastery. The first advanced barrier is success fear. While most people recognize fear of failure as an obstacle to achievement, fear of success is equally limiting and much more difficult to detect. Success fear manifests as self-sabotage, procrastination, and resistance to opportunities that could lead to significant positive outcomes. Success fear has several psychological roots. Some people fear the responsibilities and expectations that come with greater success. They worry that achieving their goals will require them to maintain higher performance standards permanently. Others fear that success will change their identity or relationships in unwanted ways. They worry that friends and family members will treat them differently, or that they will lose connection with their current social group. Success fear also stems from unworthiness, beliefs that operate below conscious awareness. These beliefs suggest that you do not deserve good things, or that something terrible will happen if your life becomes too positive. These beliefs often develop during childhood through experiences with authority figures who discouraged ambition or happiness. Overcoming success fear requires conscious examination of your beliefs about success and its consequences. Ask yourself, what do I believe will happen if I achieve my most important goals? What negative consequences am I unconsciously expecting? How realistic are these concerns? What evidence do I have that contradicts these fears? How can I prepare for the positive changes that success will bring? Practice gradual success exposure by setting and achieving increasingly ambitious goals. Start with objectives that feel slightly beyond your comfort zone but not overwhelming. As you achieve these goals and adapt to the positive changes they create, gradually increase the scope and impact of your objectives. This process builds confidence in your ability to handle success and its consequences. The second advanced barrier is perfectionist paralysis. Many positive thinking practitioners develop perfectionist tendencies that actually limit their effectiveness and happiness. They become so focused on thinking perfectly positive thoughts and maintaining ideal emotional states that they create stress and self-criticism when they experience normal human emotions or temporary negative thoughts. Perfectionist paralysis prevents authentic positive thinking because it creates internal pressure and fear of failure. When you demand perfect positivity from yourself, you cannot accept the natural fluctuations in mood and perspective that are part of healthy human experience. This leads to suppression of authentic feelings and creation of artificial, unsustainable positive states. Overcoming perfectionist paralysis requires embracing excellence rather than perfection. Excellence involves consistently applying positive thinking principles, while accepting that mastery is a gradual process that includes temporary setbacks and learning experiences. Excellence focuses on progress rather than perfection, growth rather than flawless performance. Practice self-compassion when you experience negative thoughts or emotions. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a good friend who was struggling. Acknowledge that everyone experiences difficult emotions and negative thoughts occasionally, and that these experiences do not negate your positive thinking progress or indicate failure. The third advanced barrier is spiritual bypassing. Some positive thinking practitioners use positivity as a way to avoid dealing with legitimate problems, difficult emotions, or necessary life changes. They use positive thinking as escape from reality, rather than as a tool for creating positive change in reality. Spiritual bypassing manifests as denial of genuine problems, suppression of authentic emotions, avoidance of necessary confrontations, and resistance to appropriate action. People engaged in spiritual bypassing often believe that if they think positively enough, their problems will disappear without requiring practical solutions or difficult conversations. Effective positive thinking includes both inner transformation and outer action. Positive thoughts should inspire and support positive behaviors, not replace them. When you face legitimate challenges, positive thinking helps you approach them with confidence, creativity, and resilience. It does not eliminate the need to take appropriate action to address the challenges. Overcoming spiritual bypassing requires integration of positive thinking with practical problem-solving and authentic emotional processing. When you identify problems in your life, use positive thinking to maintain optimism and motivation, while also developing concrete action plans to address the issues. Allow yourself to feel difficult emotions fully, while maintaining confidence in your ability to work through them constructively. The fourth advanced barrier is positive thinking addiction. Some practitioners become so dependent on feeling positive emotions and thinking positive thoughts that they lose the ability to function effectively when circumstances require different emotional or mental states. They become addicted to the high of positive thinking and avoid situations that might challenge their positive state. Positive thinking addiction creates rigidity and limits authentic responsiveness to life situations. There are times when serious consideration of risks, careful analysis of problems, or experience of grief and sadness are appropriate and necessary. Healthy, positive thinking includes the flexibility to access different mental and emotional states as circumstances require. True positive thinking mastery involves emotional and mental flexibility rather than fixation on positive states. Master practitioners can maintain underlying optimism and confidence while adapting their specific thoughts and emotions to match situational requirements. They can feel sad when sadness is appropriate, analyze problems when analysis is needed, and consider risks when caution is warranted, all while maintaining fundamental trust in their ability to handle whatever life presents. Overcoming positive thinking addiction requires developing emotional intelligence and situational awareness. Practice identifying what thoughts and emotions are most appropriate for different circumstances. Develop the ability to access different mental and emotional states consciously, rather than being trapped in any single pattern, even a positive one. The fifth advanced barrier is isolation from negative feedback. As positive thinking practitioners develop optimism and confidence, they sometimes become resistant to criticism, alternative perspectives, and information that challenges their beliefs or approaches. This resistance limits learning and growth while creating blind spots that can lead to poor decisions. Healthy positive thinking includes openness to feedback and willingness to examine alternative viewpoints. Confidence does not require defensiveness or closed-mindedness. True confidence includes the security to consider criticism and the flexibility to modify approaches when better information becomes available. Overcoming feedback resistance requires distinguishing between negative feedback that is helpful and negative input that is destructive. Helpful feedback provides specific information about how you can improve your performance or approach. Destructive input involves personal attacks, discouragement of legitimate goals, or attempts to undermine your confidence and motivation. Develop the ability to receive helpful feedback gracefully while filtering out destructive input. Seek feedback from people whose judgment you respect and who have your best interests in mind. Ask specific questions about areas where you want to improve. Thank people for honest feedback, even when it is difficult to hear. Use feedback as information for improvement rather than as evidence of your inadequacy. Chapter 14. Leadership through positive thinking. Leadership is influence, and influence flows from the quality of your thoughts, emotions, and energy. When you master positive thinking, you naturally become a leader because people are drawn to individuals who embody optimism, confidence, and possibility. Positive thinking leaders do not just achieve personal success. They elevate everyone around them and create environments where others can discover and express their highest potential. The foundation of positive thinking leadership is modeling excellence. People learn more from what they observe than from what they are told. When you consistently demonstrate positive thinking in your daily behavior, you teach others through example. Your thoughts influence your emotions influence your actions, and your actions influence the people around you. Positive thinking leaders maintain optimism and solution-focused thinking even during challenging circumstances. When problems arise, they acknowledge the reality of the situation while immediately focusing on possibilities for resolution and improvement. They ask questions like, what can we learn from this situation? How can we turn this challenge into an opportunity? What resources and capabilities do we have that can help us move forward? This modeling teaches others to approach difficulties with confidence and creativity rather than fear and defeat. Positive thinking leaders also model emotional regulation and resilience. They experience the same difficult emotions as everyone else, but they process these emotions constructively and return to positive states more quickly. They demonstrate that setbacks are temporary, that failures are learning opportunities, and that persistence and optimism ultimately lead to success. The second principle of positive thinking leadership is empowerment of others. Effective leaders do not just maintain their own positive mindset. They help others develop positive thinking capabilities and apply those capabilities to achieve their goals. This requires understanding how to communicate positive thinking principles in ways that inspire and motivate rather than overwhelm or intimidate. Empowering leadership begins with seeing and communicating the potential in others. Many people do not recognize their own capabilities and possibilities. Positive thinking leaders help others identify their strengths, clarify their goals, and develop confidence in their ability to achieve those goals. They ask empowering questions like, "What would you attempt if you knew you could not fail? What strengths do you have that you are not fully utilizing? What would success look like for you in this situation?" Positive thinking leaders also provide encouragement and support when others are struggling with challenges or setbacks. They help people reframe difficulties as growth opportunities and maintain motivation during difficult periods. They celebrate others' successes and help them build confidence through recognition of progress and achievement. The third principle of positive thinking leadership is environmental creation. Leaders have the power and responsibility to create environments that support positive thinking and high performance. This involves designing physical spaces, communication patterns, and cultural norms that encourage optimism, creativity, and collaboration. Physical environment creation involves organizing spaces that promote positive energy and focused performance. This might include natural lighting, inspiring artwork, organized layouts, and elimination of distracting or negative elements. The physical environment should communicate excellence, possibility, and care for the people who work in that space. Communication environment creation involves establishing patterns of interaction that reinforce positive thinking principles. This includes focusing on solutions rather than problems, acknowledging progress and achievements, providing constructive feedback, and encouraging risk-taking and innovation. Communication should build people up rather than tear them down. Cultural environment creation involves establishing shared values, beliefs, and practices that support positive thinking and personal development. This might include continuous learning expectations, growth mindset assumptions, collaborative problem-solving approaches, and celebration of both individual and team achievements. The fourth principle of positive thinking leadership is vision casting. Leaders inspire others by painting compelling pictures of positive futures that are possible through collective effort and commitment. Effective vision casting combines specific goals with emotional engagement and practical action steps. Compelling visions address both logical and emotional needs. They provide clear direction for action while inspiring passion and commitment. They answer questions like, what positive impact will we create? How will success benefit our customers, community, or cause? What will we be capable of achieving that we cannot achieve individually? How will this work contribute to our personal growth and fulfillment? Effective vision casting also includes practical implementation strategies that help people understand their specific roles in achieving the shared vision. People need to see how their individual contributions connect to the larger purpose and how their personal development supports collective success. The fifth principle of positive thinking leadership is accountability and support. Leaders create structures and processes that help people maintain positive thinking practices and achieve their goals, while providing support when challenges arise. Accountability systems include regular check-ins, progress tracking, goal-setting sessions, and performance feedback that focus on growth and improvement rather than criticism and judgment. These systems help people stay committed to positive thinking practices and personal development goals while providing early identification of areas where additional support may be needed. Support systems include mentoring relationships, training opportunities, resource provision, and problem-solving assistance that help people overcome obstacles and continue their positive thinking development. Leaders anticipate the challenges that people will face and proactively provide tools and support to help them succeed. The sixth principle of positive thinking leadership is continuous development. Leadership through positive thinking requires ongoing personal growth and skill development. Leaders must continue expanding their own positive thinking capabilities while learning new ways to help others develop these skills. Personal development for leaders includes advanced positive thinking training, leadership skill development, communication improvement, and emotional intelligence enhancement. Leaders should seek out mentors, coaches, and learning opportunities that help them become more effective at inspiring and empowering others. Professional development involves staying current with research and best practices in positive psychology, leadership effectiveness, and personal development. Leaders should read books, attend conferences, and participate in professional networks that expose them to new ideas and approaches for creating positive change in others. Leadership legacy involves considering the long-term impact of your leadership on the people you influence. What positive thinking capabilities will they develop as a result of your leadership? How will they apply these capabilities in their future endeavors? How will they pass positive thinking principles on to others? Great leaders create ripple effects of positive influence that extend far beyond their direct interactions. Chapter 15. Living Your Unlimited Potential. You have now learned the complete system for mastering positive thinking and unlocking your unlimited potential. These are not theoretical concepts, but practical tools proven effective by millions who have transformed their lives. But knowledge without application produces no results. You must now choose between knowing these principles and living these principles. Living your unlimited potential means operating from the understanding that you are capable of achieving anything you are willing to commit to consistently. It means recognizing that your current circumstances are temporary starting points for creating whatever life you desire. It means accepting responsibility for your thoughts, emotions, and actions while embracing the incredible power this provides. The transition requires fundamental shifts in how you approach every aspect of your life. These are subtle adjustments in perspective and behavior that compound over time to create extraordinary results. The first shift is from hoping to knowing. Most people hope that their lives will improve, that their goals will be achieved, and that their dreams will come true. Hope is a starting point, but it is not a success strategy. Living your unlimited potential means moving from hope to certainty, based on your commitment to taking whatever actions are necessary for success. This certainty is confidence based on understanding success principles and your willingness to apply them consistently. When you know that positive thinking combined with persistent action produces positive results, success becomes inevitable rather than hopeful. The second shift is from reacting to creating. Most people spend their lives reacting to circumstances, other people's decisions, and external events. They feel like victims of forces beyond their control. Living your unlimited potential means recognizing that you are the creator of your experience through your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This means you control your response to everything that happens to you, and your response determines the ultimate impact of any situation on your life. When you shift from reactive thinking to creative thinking, you discover that you have far more power than you ever imagined. The third shift is from scarcity to abundance. Most people operate from scarcity mindsets that assume there is not enough time, money, opportunities, or success for everyone. This creates competition, hoarding, and fear-based decision-making. Living your unlimited potential means operating from abundance, thinking that recognizes unlimited possibilities for creating value and achieving success. Abundance thinking recognizes that creative thinking and persistent action can overcome most apparent limitations, and that focusing on abundance creates opportunities invisible to scarcity-focused minds. The fourth shift is from perfection to progress. Many people postpone taking action because they want to be perfectly prepared or fear making mistakes. Living your unlimited potential means embracing progress over perfection and understanding that consistent, imperfect action produces better results than waiting for perfect conditions. The fifth shift is from independence to interdependence. Unlimited potential is not achieved in isolation. The greatest successes are created through collaboration and mutual empowerment with others who share your commitment to positive thinking and excellence. This means building relationships with mentors, peers, and mentees who challenge you to grow, support you during difficulties, and celebrate your successes. It means contributing to others' success as enthusiastically as you pursue your own success. The sixth shift is from temporary motivation to permanent transformation. Many people experience bursts of motivation and temporary improvements followed by returns to old patterns. Living your unlimited potential means making permanent changes in your identity, beliefs, and behaviors that create lasting transformation. This occurs through consistent application of positive thinking principles until they become your natural way of operating. You no longer have to consciously choose positive thoughts because positive thinking has become your default mental programming. The seventh shift is from personal success to meaningful contribution. While positive thinking improves your personal life, its ultimate purpose is enabling you to make positive contributions to others and the world around you. Living your unlimited potential means using your capabilities to serve purposes larger than yourself. The eighth shift is from time-limited goals to legacy thinking. Most people focus on short-term achievements. Living your unlimited potential means thinking about the long-term impact of your thoughts, actions, and influence. What legacy will you create through your positive thinking mastery? How will your example influence future generations? You now possess everything you need to live your unlimited potential. You understand how your mind works, how to control your thoughts and emotions, how to overcome obstacles, how to influence others positively, and how to create systems that support continuous growth. The only question remaining is whether you will apply this knowledge consistently until it becomes your natural way of being. The choice is yours, but remember, every moment you delay is potential lost forever. Your unlimited potential is not waiting for someday. It is available right now, through your very next thought and action. Your extraordinary life begins the moment you decide to think extraordinarily. That moment can be now.